just overlook the configurations, the configuration files that we have it in the here in the deployments. You see the config map. Those are new into the Kubernetes configurations. Please follow the Google it and try to understand the basic configuration script. How can you start to write down the basic configuration script? So you see the Docker, we define the Postgres config maps. It has the host name, it has the database names, and we have the credentials and then secrets. It has a secret kind of secrets and the meta information name of the files, and it has a base64 encoding the database user and password. So this is admin and Postgres. And then it has the Postgres SQL definition. If I look for the SQL definitions, like you have a service definition, it has a Postgres names, and it has the application labels and the port numbers, and then tier database, Postgres, and so on. So this is the really standard structure. You don't need to be memorize everything that you need to be to write down. You have a lot of Googles. You can Google it, and then you can simply copy one of the script or deployment script from the Google, and you can change your script files or your configuration or your connectivity with the database, and also the connectivity between your database containers and Docker containers, and also your Spring Boot application, REST API application containers. This is all the standard settings. You see the standard settings is running. So this is Spring Boot, Postgres service deployment. It has a deployments. So service definition. It has a persistent volume claims, and it just has a persistent volumes, and all the configuration, the secret map references, and secret maps, config map key references, and so on and so forth. It has a volume definitions, and then which image version that need to be standard image, latest Postgres image versions that need to be run as a backend server, and then need to be run the Postgres latest version with the Spring Boot APIs, Spring Boot application. So, and then if I look for the application or web service deployments, they're exactly the same. It has a kind service, it has a names, and then it has a port number, this and so on and so forth. This is the standard, really standard. So we can say 8080 port. You can say also this one target. We can put everything 8080 in the Tomcat. The container it is located in the container port is the 8080, and your publish port is like node port is 30165. So you see that it's exactly the same structure, and it has a mapped with the Docker database host as environmental variable, set environment variable, and then it set environment variable from the config maps, and also the secret key maps, secret key reference maps. So it has a name and key, what is defined into the secret key and names, and that's all. It's very straightforward. You don't need to remember how it is done, how it is built. So if I go to the descriptions like that, so you need to be build one versions as like the project structure that we already discussed on the previous screencast, and then we need to be new versions, and after that when we have a version created, and then we put it like this version into our project directory. That's I already discuss with you, and this is not here. This is the directories. So we put it everything with application.yml files. We have the service YAML file that we are discussed here. You see the Docker YAML file. We have the versions. So it's simple Java 8.8 base image, and we copy our local jar files, the standalone jar file, to that container app jar directory, and then after that, from that one we create the versions or version of the Docker image. Out of this, creating the image, and image need to be deployed into the Kubernetes containers with the Minikube and clans. I will show you later those implementations. So then we have the definition, exactly the same definition we discussed, the secret config maps, and then the secret definition, exactly really straightforward, the secret kind, and then this the Postgres the definitions, which have Postgres versions, and then the mount points, the volumes, and the volumes, those are new into these things. Please Google it and get it really basic idea, and then you can copy paste this is a simple script, and then you can run your application as per your configurations. I will put it everything into my our GitHub source code. You can download it and you can change it from there. So application.yml files and everything perfect. So it has, you see, the image is there, so Docker image is there. So it's take the Docker image or build the Docker image out of, if it's not there, out of build based on the Docker files. So if I go to the Docker desktops, is a good tool. So you see I created all this version number 1.2.6, and then the previous version 1.2. This is for this 24 hours ago, and then it has all the volumes definitions when you run the applications. So you see the Minikube is running, how it is run, and then volumes. Oops. So you see all the volumes, that in Minikube volumes, and then also the Postgres database volumes. So after the your script is done, then you need to be just simply go to the directory. This is the final directory. Then we need to go to this directory. We have everything is there. So what we need to be build the Docker image. Out of this Docker image, we can say we need to be Docker build. You can tag it like this, so you can see the for this case a very simple example, how can you create the Docker image out of the standalone jar files based on the Docker compose, based on the Docker file, based on the Docker standalone jar files and the Docker compose definition. So you can see we can put it like that. So let's see, we can exactly that's the version 7s, and then put it like, for this case that's on the simplicity case, how can you create the Docker image out of your standalone jar files. So we select, let's look for this image. So we see we have image here. So we make a new, but same the applicate functionalities, but we put it here, the new tag 1.2.7. so we don't use it, but I will show you how it is done, how it is being handled. So that means we can go, not here. So we can go to build the Docker image out of the definition that we have it. So just like the dummy Docker image created. So when the Docker image created, then you need to follow the deployment process. We see all the steps is running. It's running the base Java 8. You see the running, and then it's created all the necessary context path and all necessary informations, and then it's copy the jar files to the container and take and build the image .xpt image into the Docker container. So we can go to the Docker desktops, or you can go also. So we see the Docker to 1.2. This is same container. You see the same pictures, just like new version of the new versions. So it's the same image, nothing more changes. That's why new version is tagged. And when your image is there, so you get ready to deploy the application into the Kubernetes cluster. What you need to do, and then you can those are new in the Docker. You can also see some Docker commands, Docker images, how many images there. So you see all the images there. So all the image 1.2.6, 1.2.7, and so on and so forth. And then you can also check the Docker processes, how many processes running. So you see only the Minikube process is running, but in the Kubernetes cluster there is a different process is running. I will show you after the running the cases of that one. So if I go to the DR, case. So we need to be kubectl apply what I did already. So you need to be apply one of them, all of the your script files. So you see, we can put also the, oh sorry, you can put it at the flags. So -f because the already I installed the flags. You see the unchanged flags. That means everything is installed. You need to one by one. They need to be changed here, or you can run the complete picture, complete code, complete how can say complete files. You can see this is the complete syntax. You can run all the script one by one, or you can also run together, everything together. So this is the root directories. We are in the root directory, all the files, the config maps, you have a C credentials, you have a Postgres service deployments and application service deployments. So you see all the service unchanged, everything is changed and semi-deployed. And then now we can go to the Kubernetes cluster with the minikubes. So we can go there. So let's quit it from the database. Then after that we can go CLI. So we can say kubectl minikube. See how many images there. Minikube image ls. So it has so you see all the images, the minikube. When you run the minikube start, and all the images, this is the images, the REST Spring Boot application image, and then this is the Postgres database image. So this is the image that we are looking for. So it's all the default image when you start the minikube start, and then minikube will install download the all necessary image to run the minikube cluster to build the Kubernetes cluster. And then this is the additional the application, the Postgres database, and then our Spring Boot REST API applications, version number 2.2.7 or 2.6. For 2.6 we are running. So let's continue. When your version is running, then we will check it how it is. We check the application log information, all things, and we will test it with the Postman and also the Swagger UI, and check it everything in the database.